Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Interlocking Loops Flosstube. I'm your host. My name is Angela, and this Flosstube is all about cross stitch and some crafts that I enjoy. If you'd like to get a hold of me, you can follow me on Instagram as Interlocking Loops. And let's get on with the show. All right, I think it's been a little bit since we talked. I know with all the health stuff with coronavirus, everything in my world has been kind of upside down. I assume it's been that way for you too. So I'm in a different location today. I have different lighting today. We'll do the best we can. I'm in my son's old bedroom. He picked the blue paint when he was in junior high, and he's now moved out of it for the most part. So I have 2/3 of the room, and he still has about 1/3 of the room. And my husband's been doing some things with the computer in here as he's working from home. And so we're here today instead of where we normally are. I apologize for the extra noise we're going to have because everybody's home and that's how it's going to be. So let's talk a little bit about the cross stitch. I finished a piece that I was debating on last time we talked, I think. I do not have it fully finished, but all the stitching part is done. This one is Holiday Hoopla, St. Patrick's Day by Brenda Gervais. And I wasn't sold that I needed to have the basket. It looks nice, but I wasn't sold on that. I wanted to go with more shamrocks. That's a little bit faded out. So this is coffee tea dyed 16 count Ada. And I have that finished. Yes, I realize I'm not timely. Honestly, with the changes in the weather we've had, it's been 80 degrees, and yet just about 4 days ago we had a foot of snow. So I really feel like we're still stuck in March. So, which isn't great, but that seems to be the weather's been crazy. The other thing that I don't know that I've touched since we all talked last, it's Sweater Weather by October House Fiber Arts, and at least this time I ironed it, and I think I'm going to consider it finished, and I'm not going to be stitching anymore on that. So I added the greens, more blues as I decorate with that, and I figure like I'll be using this as a small pillow decoration, and those will go better with my actual decor. So here's what it looks like fully finished. Okay, let's see. I'll go to the project that I really thought I knew what I was doing, and then I decided I didn't like it, so it's kind of in timeout. I don't know if you ever put your projects in timeout or not, but I do. So this is by Hands On Design, Carrots and Cottontails Farm. I keep a lot of things in their original packaging, kind of for protection. But it might be nice if you guys could see the pattern a little bit better. So this actual pattern has 3 different charts in it. And I'm doing the small pillow. Alright, here's the pattern. This is the one I'm doing with the carrot. It's supposed to be kind of in a checkered, and I decided I wanted to change it a little bit. It's still checkered, but I wanted to vary the colors in the checks and not just have them be white or the colorful color. I also changed this greenery. It was supposed to be white, and I made it green. That way the hippity hop, I thought, popped a little bit more. So I have the orange it's called for, and then I have one color here, another color, and then I thought yellow. There's too much of a contrast from the yellow to this other color, kind of pinky color. And I'm going to need to rip all the yellow out. So it's in timeout because I don't feel like doing that right now. So my thought was, if you have seen gardening catalogs, you see that there's a variety of colors of carrots you can grow, not just orange. Some have more of a burgundy look to them. Some have more of a yellow look to them. And I thought I would try to combine all that together. Fail. So it didn't work out very well. When I did, and I showed you this last time because I believe I was finished the Hip Hop Chock Full by Hands On Design. The small pattern here at the bottom. Okay, what I did, I used the same colors, but it was a much smaller area, and I think it worked. So if you can tell, there's a little bit darker at the top going down to the yellow. Wasn't so much of a difference there, and I thought it worked. It just didn't work on this bigger pattern. So you may not see that again for a while until I get up the nerve to kind of rip that out and change that. Let's talk about what I've started since we talked last. Another with eye needle and thread pattern, the April Wordplay. Since I still feel like it's March, even though it's not, I'm going to take that as I'm not feeling as bad as I think. Sorry about there's a little bit of glare there. But isn't this cute, bunny? Ooh, I love that. So I have worked on some of these pillows in the past. Those of you that have been long-time viewers know that. I did have to pause, and I just did get some more flosses in the mail to go with those. There's the fabric. And this is on 18 count ivory Aida. So I started toward the bottom, and I have some of the grass, and I've got the wagon going. And this 18 count, with our new arrangement of where everybody's sitting of an evening, my eyes are already tired by then, and I can't see it very well. The lighting isn't very good, and I'm often not in a chair with all of us in the living room where I can get my good aught light. So I have stitched on it some, but not as much as I'd hoped to. Let's talk about one that I've started here very, very recently. You remember that I have bought some books, cross-stitch pattern books, and this one is by Christiane Dahlbeck, and here is what it looks like. And I believe I bought it at the French Needle. So that's the pattern book. It has several patterns in it. Duh, pattern book. And I'm working on one of those. Let's see if I can find the exact one without showing you the pattern. I don't know if you can see those two little cute bunnies. A little boy and a little girl. She's got a basket full of flowers, and he's got a handful of flowers. I started working on this one. It's in spring colors. There's several that I think are just absolutely charming. And I'm doing that in a variety of DMC. I have them all in a ring. And here is where I am so far. So the little girl is mostly done. It's hard to see her nose, and I do not have her eye or a whisker stitched. But I've got her basket of flowers done. And the little boy, I have his legs, his trousers, and I'm starting on his shirt. So it's going to be absolutely adorable. And it's on 14 count ivory Aida. And I haven't really used what I would call a needle book before, but I got a freebie, and it has kind of the felt squares. And I've got everything from extra needles. Some have the thread on them. I've got extra flosses of the same color that I'm working with in here, and it's really handy. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about purchases. I have made a few. Let's see. I've got a fat quarter of Dapple by Picture This Plus. 16 count Aida by Zweigert. I think I've shown you, I bought other pieces of this before. I just love the color. It's a nice light gray. That looks pretty accurate. And I feel like I showed you guys these last time, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to go flash them quick. 2 patterns by Plum Street Samplers that are new. Shepherd's Pie. As well as a Shepherd's Song. I'm going to keep that in plastic. That's a big pattern. But what I like best are the variety of sheep in the foreground. So I'm excited to eventually stitch those. And a couple others that I've purchased that I'm starting to kit up. I bought from Country Stitches online, a Brenda Gervais Token of Love. This was new this year. I'm kind of starting to get into the sample idea instead of just smalls. I never thought I would say that. And Indigo Lane. I thought this one was pretty for more than a year, and I finally went ahead and purchased it. And I even have a sticker on the back of the colors I can't seem to find where I've been shopping. Another one that I have started to kit up is Little Pink Houses by Annie Bees. And I may have showed you that I purchased this ahead of time. But I do have most of the flosses. There are 2 I cannot find. But alas, eventually I'll get there. I did buy, I believe these are 3 new colors from Classic Colorworks. Mariner's Compass, Lighthouse, and Chesapeake Bay flosses, which are very pretty. And I bought those from Needle Case Goodies, as well as I bought a few of the flosses I was looking for to kit these up, as well as Sampler Heart by Little House Needleworks to use those new flosses. These aren't going to show up very well. I don't think with the light I have in here, but you can see the different colors. Not very well. There's a section here in one color, another color, and the third color. But I think that looks pretty too. So the last acquisition I have, I saw this Farm Girl had stitched it, the Rose Bouquet Kit by Samplers Not Forgotten. Isn't that adorable? And yes, it's on some linen, and I haven't done much with linen, but guess what? I guess I'm going to be. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. And this one is I picked up from Kitten Stitcher, her shop. So I do not know what I'm going to do for Stitch Mania. I have several projects from last year that I haven't got finished. Well, I don't say several, maybe 5 that I started last year that I really like to get more of those done. I'll do another Flosstube video at the end of the month with my plans, but I feel like with things kind of chaotic right now with things, I'm still working full-time. My husband is still working from home. I leave the house to go work. My kids are both doing their online higher education from home. I think my daughter has 2.5 more weeks and then her semester is done, and I'll be happy to have that, to have more help around the house. She's been accepted to a summer internship kind of thing, but with the caveat that we don't actually know that will happen. But in case everything works out, she's going to be all ready. So I have been making a few more masks. Let's talk about socks a little bit. I think maybe I showed you some of these last time. This is from Lollipop Yarns, the Blarney colorway, and I have 1 sock finished. This was a truly afterthought heel where you make the tube and then you cut and then you add your heel, splice it in, and it's finished. And it's hard to tell, but this more natural layer is speckled. And I have 1 sock done. Hopefully I'll get to start the second one in the next week or so. I finished a pair of socks for my husband. I don't have those with me today. I have a sock and a half done of some opal yarn that I purchased. These will be for my daughter. So it doesn't show up quite as well, but it looks very springy. I think the dark blue background is throwing the color off a little bit, but so that's kind of what I've been working on. Other things that have been going on. Let's see. We had the foot of snow. We did finish, we've got a farm. We finished the last few animals to shear of the sheep. Those are done. We've started separating into groups, and we're breeding for September lambs. So that's always an exciting time. Let's see. We've been weaning some. We've had crazy weather. Everything literally from 80 degrees to in the 20s again. This next week seems to be moderating some. But we weren't really ready for the nearly foot of snow we received on Thursday. So that's crazy. I think we're all getting a little bit tired of this kind of quarantine kind of thing, stay at home all the time. But I think we're all trying to work together. I've tried to encourage the kids to kind of help me with a variety of things, as far as even doing dishes, emptying the dishwasher, running the dishes, planning meals, helping prep. My son's been building more things for the livestock, and I've got a couple more plans for some shelves in the barn that I could use. Let's see. My husband, he's going to be taking a week off at the end of the month to get the rest of the garden in. We have a few things planted. The snow did not help our asparagus out or my rhubarb, but I think they'll both bounce back with better weather this week. What else? What craziness? I did several errands yesterday after having stayed home quite a bit, and now for some reason my debit card doesn't want to work. So I've tried to order some things online, and it's Sunday. The bank is closed. I can't call to find out what the deal is. I think maybe they're just not used to me purchasing a whole lot of stuff since we've been really laying low in the last 4 weeks or so. And I did do several errands in our local town for several different things, all in one fell swoop. And that's probably kind of crazy, but there may be a few things. It may take, I may have a few new flosses. I ordered some flosses, 1-2-3 stitch, and I'm looking forward to having those to try to kit up further a couple of these things. And we'll talk next time more about Stitch Mania, and I think it may be more of a work on your whips kind of mania this year for me, instead of starting a lot of new things, although there are a few things I wanted to start in March and April that I haven't got started. We'll see what happens, but I do have some Stitchy Bug. I just don't have a lot of time, but we'll see what happens, and until then, happy crafting! Bye-bye.